Berachos chapter 1, the fifth Mishnah, Mishnah Hey, last Mishnah in the chapter. The Mishnah now continues with the details regarding the recitation of the Kriyas Shema. Says the Mishnah, Mazkirin Yitzias Mitzrayim Balelos. We mention the Exodus, the Jewish Exodus from Egypt at night. The reference here is to the third paragraph that is read in the Shema regarding the chapter of Tzitzis. It is in the end of the Parsha of Shalach in Numbers, chapter 15, verses 37 through 41. It is known as the Parsha of Tzitzis, the mitzvah of tzitzis. Jewish males are commanded by God to wear tzitzis, which are specially knotted ritual fringes or tassels that are worn by Jewish men, and they are attached to four-cornered garments. The question here is, the mitzvah of tzitzis is a daytime mitzvah, and the Mishnah is going to want to know why there is a necessity to mention the mitzvah of tzitzis at night. The commandment of tzitzis is for daytime wear only, as it says in Numbers chapter 15, verse number 39, so you should see the tzitzis, and natural sight is only by day. Nevertheless, we will say the chapter of tzitzis, this third paragraph, at night because of the mention of the Exodus within. In any event, the Mishnah states that with regard to the aforementioned concerns regarding day and nighttime, nevertheless, we still read the last chapter of the Shema at night in the evening service known as Ma'ariv. The rest of this Mishnah is found in the Passover Haggadah. Omar Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah, said Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah, Harei ani kiven shivim shana, I'm like 70 years old. He was appointed to the position of Nasi, loosely translated as president, at the ripe age of 18 years old. And locks of his hair turned white, and he had the appearance of a 70-year-old man. Due to his youth, it was very difficult for him to convince the rabbis of his position as follows. Velozavchisi, I was unable to persuade the rabbis, my colleagues, Shete Omer Yetzias Mitzrayim Balelos, to mention the Exodus at night. In the Kriya Shema, as we just said, in the Ma'ariv service. Ad Shador Ben Zoma, until Ben Zoma expounded, Shenemar, as it says in Deuteronomy chapter 16, quote, in order to mention the day of the Exodus, all the days of your life, unquote. The last two words of the verse, the days of your life, Ben Zoma interprets as Hayomim, by day. It means by day you should mention the Exodus. When it says the added word of all, that means halelos, to include the nights. The sages say, Yemei Chayefa is a reference to this world. When it says all the days, the extra superfluous word all tells you Lahavi Limosa Mashiach, the Messianic day. The explanation is that the Exodus from Pharaoh in Egypt will pale in comparison to the Exodus that will occur in the days of the Messiah, and therefore, according to the sages, there is no reason to mention the Exodus of Pharaoh at all, and therefore the recitation of the last chapter of the Shema is due to the mention of tzitzis, a mitzvah that is performed by day, and therefore the recitation of the Shema would only occur by day. This concludes the last Mishnah in chapter 1 of Berachos. You have been listening to a presentation of benstorah.com.